and we'll be doing some more side content of Ethereal Enigma. You're watching Javelin Studios and I am Javelin, and in this side episode we'll just be doing the second romanceable character, which is Erilynn. So in my main playthrough, if you guys haven't watched the main playthrough, I doing Kira's route, and in this episode we're just gonna do all of Erilynn's free time events from episode 2, and probably those maybe some, you know, what's that called, that made some additional scenes that you get from maybe hanging out with Erilynn. So without further ado, let's just choose Erilynn. And I think this one is you have her do her homework. Yeah, I did tell Erilynn that I help her with her homework, that I have some free time. I should take care of that. I make my way back to Erilynn's room and knock on the door.
Come in.
I open the door and see Erilynn seated on the bed. Hey, are you free? I can help you with your homework now. And for this side playthroughs and whatnot, I kind of changed my name to Yari Hayashi, which, well, I translated using my Chinese name to Japanese by using Google Translate. This one is obviously Javelin. I translated it into, I think it's spear, right? Because it comes out like this. Then the second one means forest. Well, if Google Translate is not messing with me, that's what it means, spear forest. Okay,
Finally, I thought you'd forgotten.
I take a look around. Where are your books? Erilynn goes over to her desk and pulls the workbooks out of a drawer. She sets them all on top of the desk in a big pile. Which of these do you want to start with?
You're the expert. You choose.
I go through the different subjects, trying to remember their due dates. Okay, the only assignment due on Monday is math. Let's do that one first. I grab my math book so we can work on it together. Erilynn seems chipper as she gets situated at her desk.
What are we covering now? Mobius transformations? Diophantine equations? Transcendental number theory?
We're only first years, so we're taking algebra.
Oh, so we'll probably be covering Hilbert's Nullstellensatz or Datakind domains then?
What kind of crazy algebra do they teach in her world? This is more like intermediate algebra. Here, let me walk you through some of the problems. I open the workbook to the first page and hold it out for her to see. She looks completely bewildered. Okay, so I know it's complicated, but if you go through it step by step, it's not so bad.
I don't understand this at all.
The idea is to figure out what x is, so you start by...
No, I understand that. X is -9, obviously.
Huh? Is it? Erilynn continues talking while I quickly solve the problem.
The equation simplifies to -20 minus 9x equals 16 minus 5x. From there, you can see that -4x equals 36, which makes x equal -9.
I finish the problem not long after Erilynn finishes her explanation. She's correct. Despite how easily the answer came to her, she still looks confused. I thought you said you didn't understand this at all.
I don't. What is the point of this exercise? What is the problem we are meant to solve?
That was the problem. The point was to figure out what x is. Erilynn's eyes widen in realization.
This is what people our age are meant to be learning in Japan? This is elementary material.
Erilynn takes the workbook out of my hands, regarding it with pity and fascination.
No wonder your society is so underdeveloped compared to Velden.
Well, for Erilynn's rock tour, I'm gonna try being like, well, she's a princess, we're just, what she thinks of us right now is kind of a servant. So I guess we're gonna do is try to be nice or obedient, I guess. But yeah, I don't think that matters much, but if there is a better option, I would choose. But in this one, in these three, I gonna take her down a peg. Don't act so high and mighty. You didn't even know how to make a sandwich properly.
On the contrary, the sandwich I made was a masterpiece.
Well, before I even came to this point, I think I forgot which option did I chose. I think I chose the one where I helped her make the sandwich. I didn't even teach her how to make the sandwich, because I'm skipping through most of the dialogues before I came to this free time event. The homework is so simple. Why did you ask for my help in the first place?
Obviously, I didn't know just how simple the assignment was.
How? Didn't you look in the book? Erilynn tilts her head and stares blankly. I sigh and press my palm to my forehead. You didn't even open the book, did you?
Of course not. Why would I?
Did you not have homework in Veldon?
I did, but it wasn't so standard.
What does that mean?
My tutors individualized my lessons and assignments. I didn't have a workbook like this.
So they give you handouts or something after each lesson?
Essentially, yes. Although it was all digital. I do miss that about Veldon. You all still seem to rely on more antiquated methods, and it takes a bit of adjustment.
You know, you mentioned Veldon a lot, but you haven't told me any real details. What's it like? Erilynn's eyes light up. She gets a happy, nostalgic smile on her face.
It's a beautiful country. We've made efforts to preserve nature, and our countryside is full of rolling green hills as far as the eye can see. Our towns and cities are bustling with businesses. Veldon's economy has grown stronger each year, and it's due to the strong relationships and trade agreements with our neighboring countries. And of course, Veldon is the leader in the advancement of new technology. Our university programs attract people from all nations.
She sighs.
I miss being home, surrounded by my comforts, and the palace gardens. I used to sit by the dancing fountains whenever I wanted to clear my mind.
That does sound pretty amazing. Erilynn smiles and nods happily, pleased by my response.
It is.
I wish I could visit. Erilynn looks thoughtful.
Maybe one day I'll be able to show you the wonders of Veldon.
That would be really cool. She suddenly falls quiet. All this talk about Veldon must have her homesick. Based on what I'm hearing, Erilynn must be having a harder time adjusting to life here than she lets on. Don't worry, you'll be able to see all of that again soon.
Yes, I know.
She quickly clears her throat and turns back to the homework.
Well, thank you for your help, but I don't believe further assistance will be necessary. I know how to answer the rest of these.
I took a quick look at her workbook. Much to my surprise, she's already done half of the assignment. Whoa! When did you finish all of those?
Just now, of course.
When we were talking?
Yes.
Wow, she was filling this out without even really paying attention and showing all of her work? That's an amazing skill. I wouldn't have been able to do math and talk about my hometown at the same time. How did you do that?
Easily. It helps that the assignment is so simple I could do it in my sleep.
That's fair. It looks like you don't need my help anymore, so I'll let you finish that up on your own.
Yes, I should have these completed in no time.
I leave the room, shutting the door behind me. It was interesting to hear a little more about Veldon. I wonder if it really is how she described. I keep replaying the conversation in my head as I return to my room and finish up the rest of my homework. What would an alternate world really be like? Eventually, it becomes late and I feel myself growing tired. By the time I go to bed, I come up with all kinds of crazy ideas. Who knows how many different worlds are out there? Considering the situation, it's no wonder Erilynn can act a little strangely sometimes. I go to sleep feeling like I understand her a little better. I wake up bright and early the next day, stretching my arms high over my head. I slept so well last night, I feel so refreshed. I think that's it for this free time event, so let's move on to the next one. So, since we're doing Erilynn's route, I kind of forgot if I actually showed this off in my, main playthrough, so if I didn't, so I'll just comment about the mistaken dating since we're choosing Erilynn for this walkthrough. Unless Mrs. Tanaka keeps insisting we're dating again. So what's... Yeah, thanks. This one is... I think it's kind of like... That I did. I hope. Hopefully we'll learn more next Thursday. Unless Mrs. Okay. I wonder why she kept thinking that.
I'm not sure.
Either way, I hope next time she focuses more on our questions and less on our dating status.
I think she will.
How come? She was very insistent today.
Because Erilynn will be there.
Oh yeah. Unless she thinks that Erilynn's the third wheel.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, see you. After a brief wave, we both head our separate directions. I pick up the pace and hurry home. Well, now that that's out of the way, let's actually move on to the next Erilynn's free time event. Well, I'm not sure if I had chose this too. So in this one, I guess... Quick, Mina, tell her what a good guy I am. Mina looks at me and then sadly shakes her head.
Sorry, but I cannot tell a lie.
But I'm your cousin.
I know.
She sighs. Erilynn grins smugly.
This is why I trust Mina.
Betrayed by my own flesh and blood. Mina turns back to Erilynn.
Do you really not have these back home?
Erilynn shakes her head, swallowing her bite.
No, but rest assured that will change. Once I return, I'll instruct my chef to make them every morning.
Mina's eyes widen.
Chef?
Wow, look at the time. We better get going before we're late. Yeah, and let's actually move on to the next free time event. Alright, now we're actually here. Let's see what Erilynn is up to. I catch up to Erilynn after class so we can walk home together. Ready to go?
Of course.
We walk in silence as we exit the school. Erilynn is becoming more familiar with the route home and walks alongside me.
When we return, I'd like to request a withdrawal from the treasury in the house.
What?
The place where you store your money.
You mean a wallet? We aren't a bank. Normal people don't have treasuries. She shrugs.
That sounds much more dangerous, but alright. I'd like to request a withdrawal from your wallet.
I narrow my eyes. Why? Erilynn sighs as if the answer should be obvious.
Because I need money.
Yeah, why do you need money?
To buy things, of course.
She looks exasperated. I bite back my rising frustration. Obviously, but what do you want to buy?
Oh, just a little token of appreciation so I can say thank you for hosting me.
So I'm buying myself a gift? Well, not exactly, but... Let's actually be nice, I guess, because I know that she's not buying for us. I catch myself smiling. That's very considerate of Erilynn. Sometimes she can be very hard to please, but it's nice to know that my help is appreciated. Aw, that's very kind of you, Erilynn, but you don't have to.
I wouldn't feel right otherwise.
I know you're trying to be polite, but I don't need a gift. She blinks.
That's fortunate, because it's not for you.
Oh. I can't keep the disappointment out of my voice. Then, who is it for?
Your aunt and uncle.
Ah, that does make sense. I think they'd appreciate that.
I hope so.
What do you want to buy them?
Flowers.
She beams brightly, confident in her choice. That was quick. She must have been thinking about this for a while. That's a good idea. I lead the way to the flower shop and Erilynn follows a step behind. The air is warm and mild, making it a pleasant walk. A lot of people linger outside, enjoying the nice weather before the cold sets in. After a while, I see the green awning of the shop. I guess that's the word. Pots of bright flowers are neatly arranged by the window. Their petals are open wide, proudly displaying a rainbow of color. A small bell dings as we enter, alerting the clerk of our presence.
Welcome. Have a look around. I'll be with you in a moment.
Thanks. Erilynn already inspects the flowers. She kneels down to get a closer look, touching the petals. After making a circle in the store, she nods, calling over the clerk.
Yes, let's grab some of these sweet pea blossoms and bellflowers.
She points at the different plants while the clerk scrambles to collect them.
Add the hydrangeas.
The clerk reaches for the flowers.
Actually, no. Leave out the hydrangeas. Let's add camellias instead.
This continues for a bit. Sometimes Erilynn seems certain about her choice, but a moment later will reconsider. I wait patiently for her to make her selection. But this is taking a lot longer than I thought. How hard can it be to pick up flowers? It would go a lot faster if she didn't keep changing her mind. With a sigh, I check the time on my phone. Erilynn pauses and I look up. Oh, are you done? She shifts her gaze my way.
Not yet.
I look over to the clerk who holds a bundle of flowers in her arms. Are you sure?
Yes. Now don't rush me. Perfection demands care.
They're just flowers. It doesn't seem like it's that hard of a choice. Erilynn crosses her arms.
Then perhaps you'd like to help.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, if you know so much, then by all means go ahead and choose some.
Okay. If I had to make a bouquet, what would I do? There's no right answer in this. Yeah, because I actually got through all of them. So... next begin. Let's randomly choose one. Why do I do this myself and I can't leave it up to the experts? I turn to the clerk. I'd like to send a bouquet that says, "Thank you for your hospitality." What flowers would you recommend? Erilynn's face turns red.
That's cheating!
What? Why?
It's not a gesture from your heart if someone else makes the bouquet for you.
Then, how am I supposed to choose? She flashes me a smug smile.
It's not so easy now, is it?
You're going out of your way to make it hard.
Flowers are beautiful, but they also have their own meanings. So when I choose each individual blossom, I'm sharing a message from my heart. A gift should be something personal, and that's exactly why you can't have someone else do it for you.
I hadn't realized she was choosing her flowers based on symbolism. How do you even know all of this?
A princess must be knowledgeable in a variety of subjects. Now hush, I need to concentrate.
Well, then. I quiet down and watch as Erilynn select a few more flowers and green filler plants. After she's done, we bring everything to the counter and check out. I'm putting my change back into my wallet while Erilynn turns around and walks out of the store. Fighting back another sigh, I snatch her flowers and follow her out. Hey, you almost forgot these! She smiles broadly.
No, I didn't.
Then she sets off in a direction towards home. Pushing back the jolt of irritation, I follow her. Erilynn's mood seemed to be lifted, and there's a small spring in her step. She must be excited about this bouquet. We reach the house, and she gets to work. As a bystander, it looks like she's inserting the blossoms at random, but the concentration on her face says otherwise. What if you stuck a rose over here? I point in between the big camellia blossom and the droopier bellflower. Erilynn shakes her head.
It would make the flowers look too cramped.
She tucks the rose in to show me.
See? The way the camellia covers half of the rose makes the whole arrangement feel too busy.
She adds a wispy sprig of green instead, making the piece feel airy and light. In spite of myself, I'm impressed. Flower arranging was never something I thought about, but the level of design and intricacy, this word is immense. Finally, she takes a step back and admires her handiwork.
Another Dawn masterpiece.
It really is. I can see the texture that each flower and green leaf brings. Some blossoms are larger, some are smaller, and although every bit of the vase is full, the bouquet doesn't feel overwhelming. That actually looks really nice.
Of course it does.
I'll admit that I'm impressed. She raises a brow.
You doubted my abilities?
You've been pretty helpless by far. Yeah, let's be nice. Not at all. I'm impressed by your talent. You must have a natural eye for design. Her face softens into a smile.
Thank you for noticing.
Right away, I wouldn't have been able to assemble such a pretty bouquet.
Indeed.
You don't have to agree so readily. She merely smiles. We heard the soft click of the front door opening. Erilynn fluffs up the blossoms one last time as Aunt Emiko enters the kitchen.
Hello, hello! I just popped over for a minute because I forgot my...
She gasps when she sees the flowers.
Oh, what a gorgeous bouquet!
Erilynn beams with pride.
Please accept this as a thank you for your kindness and generosity. You and your husband have been very kind to me, and I won't forget your hospitality.
Oh, sweetie, this is so thoughtful of you. And you don't have to be so polite. It has been a delight having you stay with us.
A light pink dusts Erilynn's cheeks.
I've had a wonderful stay with you, too. Which is why I hope you like the flowers.
Aunt Emiko pulls Erilynn into a hug.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Erilynn stiffens, clearly unused to the gesture, but slowly she relaxes and hugs her back. After a moment, they pull away, and Aunt Emiko takes another look at the bouquet.
They're very beautiful and would be such a lovely addition to our home. Why don't we display it on the table in the hall?
Erilynn nods, still smiling as she follows Aunt Emiko. I hear them talk more about the flowers. Erilynn shares the type of plants as well as their meanings. I briefly considered joining them, but I don't want to intrude. Those two of them haven't really had a chance to bond yet. Once their conversation is over, I hear the door open again as Aunt Emiko returns to the bakery. I join Erilynn in the hall. That went well. She nods. The bouquet turned amazing. Have you made them often?
Actually, yes. Flower arranging is an important part of a princess's upbringing, and I've always found it to be one of my more interesting lessons.
How come?
Because it's deceptively difficult. In theory, it seems like an easy practice. You just put flowers in a vase. Even a simpleton could do that.
She glances at me for emphasis. Hey!
But to turn it into an art form, you have to take into account so many different elements. Textures, colors, shapes, negative space, location of the bouquet, and so on. It's like solving a puzzle.
When she describes it like that, it does sound like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. The flowers are all of the scattered puzzle pieces that have to be mixed and matched to complete the image. She flips her hair.
Of course. It helps that I've always been good at it. In fact, most of the arrangements displayed in the palace are an Erilynn original.
Oh, really? In that case... Yeah, that's not... She's not giving us anything, is she? Let's not hope that much lah. I appreciate the extra effort you put in to make this special arrangement for my family.
I meant what I said. They have been very kind to me, and while the accommodations haven't been up to my usual standards, I've still been surprisingly comfortable.
I'm sure they'd be happy to hear that.
Although they're not the only ones for whom I've prepared a gift.
I blink. Who else? With a sly smile, she disappears back into the kitchen. When she returns, she hands me a bright yellow flower. It has broad petals and a long cup-like center.
This is a jonquil. I chose it especially for you.
Wow, really? I didn't notice her pick. I didn't notice her pick this out at the shop. I'm touched by the gesture. Thank you. What does it mean? She shrugs.
You can figure it out. It's not my fault you don't know the language of flowers.
Erilynn flows into a fluid stretch.
Thank you for your assistance today. Now, after all of that work, I need to rest.
No problem. I'm already pulling up Google on my phone and don't notice her exit. Quickly, I do a search for the meaning of a jonquil. The results comes up with return of affection. What does that mean? Is she returning my affection? What counts as affection? Maybe helping her pay for the flowers or helping her navigate this new world? Or is she expecting me to return her affection? I freeze, my eyes growing wide. Does Erilynn like me? But she hasn't done anything affectionate towards me. Wait, is this referring to romantic affection or platonic? I do a bit more digging but end up with conflicting information. Apparently, it could relate to either. A groan of frustration escapes my lips. I look back up from my phone. Erilynn is long gone, and it would be awkward directly asking her. I somehow get the feeling she left this ambiguous on purpose. I'll look more into it later. For now, I better put the flower in some water. After finding a small vase, I set the flower on the windowsill in my room. The sun catches on the buttery petals, and the more I look at it, the calmer I feel. A soft smile grows on my lips. It's definitely a thoughtful gift. I return to the kitchen to clean up, but pause instead. Not only have the broken stems and leaves been collected into a pile, but the extra flowers are bundled into a mini bouquet. Did Erilynn do this? I've never seen her clean up after herself before. I wonder if this is also a part of my gift. Is this a form of her affection? Shaking my head, I clear off the discarded plants and put the bouquet in the vase. I decide to leave it in the center of the table for all to view. Afterwards, I head up to my room. The rest of the evening goes by quickly. After working on some homework, I play games until late in the night. Once I realize the time, I get ready for bed, and I settle in and go to sleep. I'm jerked away by a fluffy thwack to the head. Okay, that's it for the second free time event. Now, let's jump to the next one, I guess. Before we moved on, there's an option that I like to choose. Well, in all of my personal runs, when I play by myself, the first time I picked is this, and earlier in the recording just now, I chose this, and the rest of my personal playthroughs, I just picked the first one because, yeah, I just want to skip through some of them. And I never chose this because I thought initially, like, I'll choose this and just show it to you. I smirk. This is too easy. Just grab a dozen roses. Everyone loves roses.
And what color roses would I be grabbing?
She points to the arrangement of roses in the corner of the shop. Pink, red, and yellow. So, initially I thought there was only red roses, but, well, it's a florist anyway, so of course that we're gonna do some save and load tactics. So let's choose the first one. Wait, no. You know what? Let's choose the yellow one. It's not often you see yellow roses. could be a good choice to brighten up the bouquet. The yellow ones look fun. Erilynn taps her finger to her chin.
They are pretty, but yellow roses symbolize friendship and caring. They're nice to send if you want to cheer someone up and show them how much they mean to you. It could work, but that's not quite the message I want to send to your family.
Huh, that's good to know. I hadn't realized she was choosing her flowers based on symbolism. Now, let's go back and re-choose. Let's see. Red is classic, of course, because I thought if I choose this option, I thought there was only red roses, so there's a reason why red roses are the most popular bouquet. Red, of course. Erilynn's eyes widened in concern.
I want to thank your family, not court them. Red roses symbolize romance and desire. They would certainly get the wrong impression if I included those.
Oops, that would be awkward. But this might be a good information to remember for later. Well, I don't know what later means, but if that means that we can actually get flowers for Erilynn in her route, well, that would be great. I hadn't realized she was choosing her flowers based on symbolism. Now let's go back and choose the last one available, which is pink is cute. Pink is a diverse enough color to match any that would be in the bouquet. It's pretty on its own and with other flowers. The pink one is the best choice. Erilynn is about to scoff but looks thoughtful instead.
Maybe you aren't as incompetent as you look. Pink roses symbolize gratitude and appreciation. They would actually be a great addition to the bouquet.
She turns to the clerk.
Let's add some of those, please.
See? Easy.
I bet that was just a lucky guess.
Well, it was when I actually tried this, because by instinct I'll choose the first one just in case. Still counts. I hadn't realized she was choosing her flowers based on symbolism. Okay, now let's move on to the next free time event, I guess. We're back. We're here at this I think it's the voting scene. No, not voting scene. I guess it's the Q&A section to ask from each of the election candidates, I guess. So in the main playthrough, I asked the first one. So I think for Erilynn's route, you just don't write one. You'll see. I don't care about these elections. It's not like the answers to these questions even matter. The winner is always who's more popular. It's all rigged. I lean back in my seat. Nobody notices that I refrain from participating. When the bin is full, Misato addresses the candidates.
When I ask a question, you'll each be given a chance to answer. We'll start with Miss Hana Sasaki.
The nervous girl swallows hard, readying herself for her question. Misato shuffles the bin and randomly pulls out a slip of paper.
What is your favorite color?
I think the front parts are the same. The girl blinks while Misato frowns.
Okay, who wrote this? Let's take this seriously, please.
After sorting out the questions and listening to the other homeroom candidates' response, I have to say that I'm not impressed by any of them. Hana was too nervous to put together a coherent sentence. The lucky guy, Ray, spent the entire debate making mean comments about Hana. And the bored girl, Shion, declined to answer any questions at all. Why she even bothered running is a complete mystery.
This question is for Mr. Osamu.
Misato reads off a slip of paper.
Why do you want to be grade representative?
Jiro smirks and smugly pushes his glasses up his nose.
Easy, because nobody wants what's best for the school more than I do. Which means nobody will fight for what's best harder than I will. With my strong academic record and connections in the administrative office.
Erilynn laughs, turning to the audience.
Is that what you want? Someone who will fight for the school? Or someone who will fight for the students?
Cheers erupt in response.
The school already has advocates. It has administrators and faculty to fight for what it needs. But who will fight for the students?
Jiro's face is boiling red.
You're misconstruing my words!
Am I? Didn't you say you knew what was best for this school?
Yes, but I didn't mean it that way.
She turns back to the students.
Is that who we want to represent us? Someone who doesn't mean what they say?
Murmurs of no ripple through the crowd.
My fellow classmates, we need, nay, deserve, someone who is dedicated to our wants and happiness. And I promise that I can best fill that role, because I too am a student, and I know what we want. If you don't believe me, then here's proof.
Suddenly, rainbow wrappers of candy shower the cafeteria in sweet treats.
I bet when you woke up this morning, you weren't expecting free candy.
Well, I think the rest of this is kind of the same, but if it's the same, I'll just skip it. If not, I'll just continue and skip it to when it's necessary. Everyone jumps out of their chairs, their arms outstretched as they reach for candy.
What?
Oh my god, how did she know? How did she know I wanted candy?
She really does know what the people want! This is the best day of my life!
Jiro stares with his mouth hanging open, too dumbfounded to speak.
What? That isn't even... How did... Where did this candy even come from?
Erilynn wears a broad grin as she seemingly pulls candy out of nowhere and throws fistfuls of it into the crowd.
You get free candy, and you get free candy. Everybody gets free candy.
My precious, I think I'll choose this one since we're going her route in this playthrough. Must have all of it. Candy falls all around and I lunge to catch each stray piece. I think in the main playthrough I just do the more Kira response, the more stoic response, like this is too much. Another student comes dangerously close to catching a piece, but I shove it out of the way. My precious, we wants it, we needs it. Kose and Mina both dive out of their seats, competing as to who can catch the most candy. The only person who remains seated is Kira. Even Misato keeps a handful of candy and hides it in her pocket. I hear the chanting grow from a soft whisper to a loud roar amidst the chaos and pure joy. Eri, Eri, Eri. She blows the crowd a kiss before taking a low bow. Jiro's continued complaints are drowned out by the rising chant. Misato tries to regain control of the room, but the chaos is overpowering. Jiro grips the podium, fruitlessly shouting his campaign points, while Erilynn poses on stage, waving elegantly at the crowd. Eventually, with the help of the other homeroom teachers, Misato settles the students. Every single piece of candy is claimed as the room quiets down. Misato clears her throat.
Wow, what an unprecedented turn of events! I can confidently say that this is the most creative and energetic debate I've seen yet. Unfortunately, we'll have to end the rest of the debate early as classes will start soon.
But we've only answered one question each. I haven't even shared my 3-point plan.
Erilynn grins.
Ending the debate early is no issue. I believe my actions speak louder than words.
The crowd cheers again while Jiro scowls.
I'm sorry, Mr. Osamu, but time is up. Everyone, return to your classrooms.
Commotion roars in a deafening chatter as the students disperse out of the cafeteria. Misato herds all of us back into our classroom, allowing us a moment to get the excitement out of our systems. Then she begins the lesson. The students still talk about the debate all through lessons. It's a relief when the first half of class is over. The bell rings, indicating it's time for lunch. The classroom erupts into conversation and scraping chairs as everyone files out of the room. Now that's out of the way, let's go to the next free time event. I think that's not that far off. Yeah, my stomach rumbles, I can't wait to dig into my bento. Who should I have lunch with? Of course, Erilynn, right now. I wonder what Erilynn is I'm sure she's around here somewhere. I spot her power walking down the hall with a bunch of papers and folders in her hands. Hey! I wave at her to catch her attention. She barely passes me a glance. Her mind seems to be elsewhere.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, but I can't talk right now. I have posters I need to make for my campaign.
Wow, she's taking this whole thing pretty seriously. Oh, okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
She disappears into the hall, her long blonde hair waving out behind her. Who else should I ask? Well, these are potentially will be the same. So I'll just move on to the next free time event if there is one. Okay, we're back to this point. Remember this part where, like, I guess Miss Sato writes he's gonna give us a pop quiz or something. Yeah, it's only a little quiz. That's hardly a challenge. You're only saying that because we're in math class. Well, in the main playthrough, we kind of don't know what she meant, but now you know, because in the free time event, the math we are studying, for her, it's elementary. Is that the word? Yeah, sorry, I forgot how to English. For her, it's elementary material. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. You know, it's easy for her. Let's just keep it that way. She smirks and leans back in her seat. I glance over to Kira, who's doing a notebook. She doesn't seem to care all about the quiz. And now we're just gonna move on to the next free time event. Alright. We can hang out with Erilynn. I decide to meet up with Erilynn. She's been doing a better job and fitting in than I expected, but she still misunderstands a lot of references and customs. It might be beneficial for her to learn a little bit more about Japan and its culture. I greet her when I spot her long blonde hair. Hey Erilynn, are you busy this afternoon? She shrugs.
I could make time for something worthwhile.
How do you feel about taking a trip to the museum?
The museum?
Yeah, there's an art exhibit on historical paintings originally from Matsukaze. I figured we could check it out. Maybe you'll get a better understanding of our world while you're here. Erilynn taps a finger to her lips in thought.
That suggestion isn't half bad.
She straightens up and nods.
Okay. The national treasures found in the Veldin National Gallery are one of a kind, and visiting new places is always fun. I'm curious to see the renowned art of your world.
Erilynn follows me as we make our way closer to the city center. We find our way to the museum without too much searching. It's a sleek modern building with broad lettering of Matsukaze National Gallery at the top. When we enter, there are only a handful of people per using the paintings. The quiet blankets at the building and the carpet floors muffle our footsteps. An attendant greets us warmly and hands us a map to guide our way through the gallery. We start at the first section, which are the landscape paintings. Erilynn gravitates towards the painting of an erupting volcano. Grey pillows of ash cloud the sky, and a river of lava flows dangerously towards the mountain city. This is titled The Destruction of Panpei. We all know what city it is. If you don't know, yeah, look it up. It depicts the disaster of the unsuspecting city of Panpei. The town was unprepared for the volcano's eruption, and that devastation is what the artist had captured. Erilynn leans in for a closer look, resting her chin in her hand.
The mastery and skill with the brush is commendable. Do you happen to know why it was selected to be part of the gallery?
I don't know. I guess symbolism? The better question is, how could it not be included? Although the volcano is in the background, Its sheer size compared to that of the small city draws your eye to it, forcing your attention. The people are mere details. They lift shields in a futile attempt to defend themselves from the incoming catastrophe. I wave my hand to emphasize my point. This painting illustrates man's helplessness in the face of a natural phenomena. We must remember that while nature can give, it can take away too. I glance at Erilynn, who wears an amused smirk.
That almost sounded like you knew what you were talking about.
I am the epitome of culture.
Or did you read it from the plaque right here?
Damn, caught me. Why don't we move along to the next one? I explain each painting as we continue through the exhibit. Erilynn is unusually quiet while she listens. The more I talk, the more skeptical her expression becomes. It's hard to tell with Erilynn, but I'd hope our art would have made more of an impact on her. I'm not sure if she's just thoughtful or unimpressed. Is Veldon's gallery really as remarkable as she claims? I shake away those thoughts. No time to dwell. The next piece will surely exceed her expectations. I lead her to the most famous painting in Matsukaze. This is our claim to fame, the Great Wave of Matsukaze. It's an oil painting of a cresting wave with white sea foam bubbling at the upsurge. A few fishing boats are caught in the looming doom of the tidal wave. This piece captures the strength of Japan. The beauty of nature can be terrifying and formidable. Sometimes the wave swallows us into the depths, and just as unpredictably, sometimes they dissolve harmlessly into froth and foam. The fishermen brace themselves from the fickleness of nature. They represent the strength and unwavering bravery of our people to face whatever comes at us. As I finish, Erilynn furrows her brows.
I suppose that could be one interpretation.
Do you see something else? She tilts her head to the side, gazing at the painting again.
Yes, I gathered a very different meaning.
What's your interpretation? She stares hard at the painting before looking back at me.
You really don't see it? Try looking again.
I turn back to the painting and admire the brushstrokes of the waves and the detailed fishermen, but I don't gain any more insights. I shake my head.
You don't happen to see something that's a bit more reproductive?
The comment is so unexpected that I nearly choked. What? How?
Along the wave.
I stare again. I don't see it.
Look at the way that it swells upwards to the tip,
Okay.
which results in the spray of white sea foam,
Uh.
and the boats traveling up the base of the wave, which are filled with seamen.
God. Ah. A light bulb goes off in my brain. Yes! No, she can't really mean what I think she means. Oh god. Should I choose this? There's no way she actually sees that in the painting, but I like the way her mind wanders. Does your mind always jump directly to seamen?
Only when the situation calls for it.
Oh yeah? Have you been in any other situations that call for it?
Oh yes, plenty of times.
I pause. Wait, what did she just admit to? Really?
Yes, every time I've been on a boat. Why do you sound so surprised?
Oh, that's what she meant. No reason. I'll prove to you that you're wrong. Searching the room, I find the nearest staff member and usher him over to Erilynn at the artwork. Excuse me, can you share any insight about this piece? The man glances at the great wave and breaks into a wide grin.
Yes. The Great Wave of Matsukaze. A true masterpiece. The powerful and grand struggle between man and nature.
Erilynn clears her throat.
Yes, that's all very well, but I've already heard all of this.
The staff member pauses, clearly taken aback and mildly offended.
If that's the case, then how may I assist?
Other than all of that nature versus man struggle, when you look at this piece, doesn't it remind you of something else that is related to man?
After a moment's thought, he nods.
Well, I suppose it could also depict the raw and powerful desire of man.
My face fails while Erilynn seems pleased. Desire?
Yes, his desire to penetrate nature's forces.
Oh no.
That can be inferred from the semen in the water.
I grab the staff member by the arm and pull him back towards his station. Okay, you've been very helpful. Thank you, but we'll be sure to find you again.
Oh, wait, but I haven't finished.
You definitely have. Thanks. Leaving the confused man behind, I return to Erilynn.
That sounded like he saw what I saw too.
He was clearly talking about man versus nature.
Then why shoo him away?
Let's just move on. I drag her to the next painting. It's a soft composition of a fruit bowl. A very classic impressionist painting. You can't possibly see anything inappropriate in there. Without hesitation, Erilynn points.
Well, you see how those apples sit on the end of the banana.
Alright, that one doesn't count. You surely won't see one in here. We move on to the next painting, but Erilynn sees one in there too. In fact, no matter which painting I lead her to, Erilynn always manages to spot something phallic. How can this be? She shakes her head.
No wonder your technology is so backwards. You're all too perverted to focus on advancement.
Not true! I think back to the paintings we viewed earlier. What about the destruction of Hanpei? She crosses her arms and gives me a look.
Especially that one.
What? How?
Do I really need to spell it out for you? The lava spraying out from the volcano?
Oh no. Right. Slowly the color drains out of my face. Everywhere. In everything I've ever learned and know. I rush to view more paintings, and suddenly I see them. I see all of them. My entire life is a lie! Erilynn pauses and then giggles. And now you're laughing at my pain?
I'm sorry, but I just couldn't hold it in anymore.
What?
Your face. Are all commoners this gullible?
I blink. Wait, what? Was she just playing with me this entire time? So you didn't see all of that?
Of course not.
Not even in the great wave of Matsukaze?
No, although the staff member accidentally helping my case was a welcome surprise.
No, I let out a breath of relief. A smile returns to my face as my mood instantly lifts. Erilynn winks.
I had you fooled, didn't I?
She must have a lot of time on her hands to think about elaborate pranks like this. I had no idea you were such an expert on that topic. Well, I thought it's the... No, I'm not gonna go there. Erilynn flicks her hair back.
A princess has to be knowledgeable in a variety of subjects,
I stare at her.
such as fine art and their interpretations.
Right. Let's just move on. After viewing the final art pieces, we reach the end of the tour and exit the gallery. Anyway, how do you like the museum?
It was better than I expected.
That's high praise coming from you.
Yes, well, there's only so much quality to be had when everyone else is a closet pervert.
Hey! Erilynn lifts her chin up in a playful grin and flips back her hair.
Alright, joking aside, I was quite impressed with a few of the paintings. The Great Wave off Matsukaze being one of them. It actually reminds me of a painting back home. Veldin isn't an island like Japan, but the coasts we do have are beautiful. We've had many artists recreate that beauty through their works, also capturing the primal elegance of nature.
I guess there are some themes which are universal. Erilynn nods.
The differences and similarities between our worlds is interesting to contemplate.
She's right. I sometimes catch myself wondering about our worlds. I hadn't realized Erilynn was curious about that too. If you enjoyed the art gallery, maybe you want to see the other museums?
I'd I'd like that very much.
She smiles. The rest of our journey home is nice. Erilynn seems to be in a good mood and we continue discussing artwork. Seeing her more playful side makes her feel more like one of us. Sometimes her princess persona makes us really unrelatable, but moments like these remind me that she's not so different after all. When we return home, Erilynn excuses herself and goes to her room. I decide to go back to my room as well. After finishing up my homework, it's soon time for my shift at the bakery. I change and head downstairs but don't see Mina. She must already be there. I think this is the end of this free time event, so I guess I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Well then, how do I even get 3 options? When Kira's because when Erilynn's not available, I just chose Kira as a default from me. But it seems that I think on this day it's either Kira or Kosei would be available in my Kira's route. So this is kind of weird. I think this is before the end of episode 2. I kind of forgot. I skipped until I forgot what day it is in this game. Deciding to spend time with Erilynn, I set out to search for her. I find Erilynn lounging on the couch, browsing through a magazine. Hey, what are you up to?
Reading.
She answers without looking up and flips the page. Sitting beside her, I peek at the magazine. Models showcasing new apparel smile on the pages. A fashion magazine. Are you looking for new clothes?
No, I'm looking for the meaning of life.
What?
Of course I'm looking for new clothes.
She sighs.
I've been wearing the same outfit since I got here.
She makes a good point. If she's going to stay here for a while, she needs more than just her school uniform and princess outfit, which is not ideal to wear in public anyway. Why don't you borrow Mina's clothes? Erilynn lowers the magazine and gives me a look.
Do you really think that Mina's clothes will fit me?
Memories of Erilynn's initial concern over how the school uniform fit her flash before my eyes. Erilynn has a couple more assets than Mina. Never mind, you're right. If that's the case, then let's go to the mall. Erilynn holds up the magazine.
What's wrong with just ordering something from here? That way it'll be custom tailored to me, as it should be.
That catalog has all the same stuff you'd find at the store.
They're the same?
Suddenly bored of the magazine, she tosses it aside.
Never mind with this then. Are there tailors at the mall?
Not usually, but there are a lot of shops to choose from. We can go to Never 21. Mina sometimes shops there. Forever 21, the antonym of it, I guess. Erilynn perks up.
Does she? Then let's go.
She pushes herself to her feet, and I do the same. After grabbing our things and her changing to the only usable outfit, we head out of the house. It's an easy journey to the mall and we arrive faster than anticipated. People bustle in and out of the stores, shopping bags lining their wrists, parents drag their reluctant children with them, and groups of teenagers crowd the food court. I lead Erilynn through the mall. She glances thoughtfully at each window display. When she spots Never 21, she strides into the store. A gentle yet persistent melody encourages shoppers to linger and browse. Slowly, she gravitates towards the rack of dresses.
Well, perhaps I'll find something suitable.
As she holds up a puffy dress, she wrinkles her nose.
Although I'm not too confident about it.
Do you need help picking things out? She looks me up and down, then shakes her head.
I think I'm better off handling this on my own.
What's one What's wrong with what I'm wearing?
Nothing. Your attire is acceptable for a guy, but how familiar are you with women's clothing? Exactly.
Erilynn ushers me away.
Go relax for a minute. I'll find you when I'm ready.
Alright. Taking a seat, I wait for Erilynn. There are a few other guys sitting in the nearby chairs. One of them makes eye contact and nods. I nod back. At least we're all in this together. Finally, Erilynn returns, holding a couple of outfits.
What a meager selection. But I think these could do.
Okay, do you want to try them on? She nods. We find an attendant who leads us into the dressing room. I wait outside the stall while Erilynn slips inside. A few moments later, the curtain pulls back and Erilynn steps out. Striking a confident pose, she smirks in my direction.
What do you think?
There's more skin showing than fabric, but the little fabric that is there teasingly hugs her curves. It's either the first two, because we're gonna compliment her and be a total slave to her, I guess. I nearly choke when I see her. This is even better than anything I could have imagined. Yes, so much yes. I wish I could see the back too.
Why? Would it change your decision?
It might.
Your request is declined.
I played right into that. Erilynn takes a look at herself in the mirror and smiles.
I think it's quite fitting.
I'm kinda surprised you choose an outfit like that. It doesn't seem like something a princess would wear.
It's certainly not the same style of outfit I'd find in Belden, which is why it caught my attention. This ensemble was modeled on a mannequin, and I wanted to see if I could pull off this look.
She grins, flipping her hair back.
Naturally, I can.
Suddenly, a middle-aged woman with a "can I speak to a manager" haircut. This person again? And who is for sure named Karen bounds over to Erilynn. She has an armful of clothing hanging over her oversized purse.
No, absolutely not! This is entirely unacceptable.
Huh?
The woman holds her arms in front of Erilynn, who tries to push the woman away, but to no avail. The lady shakes her head.
Does your mother know what you're doing, young lady?
My mother?
What if my son or daughter was with me and they'd be exposed to that? Think of the children! Although it's not entirely your fault. The store shouldn't be offering this type of scandalous clothing to begin with. I need to have a word with somebody about that. But first...
The woman shoves a drab, shapeless, long-sleeve outfit into Erilynn's arms.
Change into this! I was going to wear it myself, but you needed more than I do.
Who are you to demand?
Ignoring Erilynn's protest, the woman pushes her back into the dressing room and pulls the curtain close.
Don't take too long in there.
Let me out!
Not until you've changed.
I hear a heavy sigh and the ruffling of clothes. Erilynn probably decided it was easier to play along than fight this strange woman. With no choice, she changes clothes. Here I'm just gonna show to you guys that, remember, if you guys didn't watch the main playthrough, if you didn't, I'll just say it. In the main playthrough, I chose one of the free time events to hang out with Kosei, and we decided to catch some Pokemon, and we ran into a Karen. That's the gist of it, and turns out this Karen is the same Karen as the one in Kosei's free time event. And if you did hang out with Kosei during the free time event, which I did not in my recording, and I just retry, and after she pushed Erilynn to change, forced Erilynn to change her clothes, now that there's a moment of silence, the woman finally notices me. She narrows her eyes.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
No. I do not want to get into this again. Soon, Erilynn opens the curtains and steps out. Well, that's just a small interaction. If you like meet her, where we're actually spying. She assumes that we're spying on her daughter during Kose's free time event. Well, that's an interesting small interaction, and soon Erilynn opens the curtain and steps out. Twisting and turning, she flicks her hair and shrugs.
It's not my style, but it's not as bad as I anticipated.
The outfit somehow fits perfectly against Erilynn's every curve. It hugs her tightly in all of the right places, complementing and accentuating her body. Whoa. Still hot. It doesn't stand out like her first dress, but I'm still digging this look. The modest outfit suggests at something devilish waiting to be unleashed. This outfit has got that innocent until proven guilty vibe. She smirks. The woman stares at Erilynn, her mouth agape.
I don't understand. It wasn't even tight-fitting. How did...
Erilynn cocks her head to the side as the woman falls silent.
This is what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, no. I don't know.
Clearly frustrated, she slips a worn copy of 50 Hues of Grey into her purse and pulls out her minivan car keys. On the keychain is a soccer ball charm.
I need to talk to the manager.
She leaves just as quickly as she arrives. The pile of clothes she carried now litters the adjoining seats. Typical. I glance at Erilynn, who wears a bewildered expression.
What a nosy hag!
Yeah, that was really weird.
I don't know what she's so upset about. I put the horrid outfit on like she wanted.
I know why she's upset.
Why?
She's jealous. She thought it was your outfit that made you look sexy, but then realized it's just you. You could wear a paper bag and still look hot. With a smile on her lips, Erilynn flips her hair.
Oh, is that all? I can't help who I am. Well, that's enough of that. I'm going to change out of this dress and into my next outfit.
I wait once more as Erilynn changes. And this was the time I said that if you didn't hang out with her, I think she bought it on her own. She steps out wearing a cute summer dress. Her dark sash cinches around her waist, hinting at her curves.
This one is much better, right?
Keep the compliments going. Erilynn looks amazing in everything she wears, but this dress looks especially good on her. This one is perfect.
I'm quite fond of it too, actually. I've decided I like this one best.
Okay, great. I wait for her to change. Instead, she grabs her things and walks straight towards the checkout counter. Aren't you going to change back into her clothes?
No.
She pauses in front of the counter and grabs the attention of the clerk.
I'm ready to purchase this outfit.
Of course, just set it on the counter and I'll ring you up.
No, I mean this outfit?
She reaches into her dress and fishes for the tag.
Wait, what are you...
The clerk stutters in bewilderment as Erilynn pulls the tag out from between her breasts.
Here you go. Ring it up.
He freezes, still in a daze. A line of blood trickles from his nose. You got a little something. That snaps him back to life.
Okay, right away.
He quickly wipes his nose, hands trembling from either fear or excitement. He fumbles with the scanner before we hear the beep. Erilynn turns to me expectantly. Oh right, she has no money. Yeah, whatever. Reaching into my pocket, I grab my wallet and finish up the transaction. The clerk doesn't bother hiding his disappointment at having to deal with me instead of her. Once we're done, we leave the store. I covered you this time, but you'll have to pay me back.
How? If I had money, I wouldn't need to use yours in the first place.
You could get a job. She stares.
I have a job. It's to be a leader to my people.
I meant here in this world. She doesn't look convinced. Or you could owe me a favor or something.
That sounds worse. Who knows what sort of weird favor you'd ask for?
I meant to do my laundry or the dishes when it's my turn. Jeez. She raises a brow. Anyway, it's either that or be in debt to me. Erilynn frowns, clearly unhappy with that idea.
No, you're right. A princess always repays her debts. Where can I find a job?
You could probably work at the bakery. Pausing, Erilynn cocks her head to the side, in thought.
That's where you work, right?
Yeah. She straightens her back and nods.
All right. It can't be that hard if you can handle it. I'll work at the bakery and pay you back immediately. You'll see.
Wait, we have to ask Aunt Emiko and Uncle Hajime first.
Then what are you just standing around for? Let's go.
I was waiting on you. She sets off towards the exit and I hurry after. Erilynn's determination sets the pace as we walk back. She seems very eager to reach the bakery. Soon the familiar doors come into view. The bell rings when we enter the shop. Uncle Hajime is out front. He looks up and offers us a smile.
Hey, you two. I wasn't expecting to see you both here today.
He faces me.
Isn't it your day off?
Yeah. Uncle Hajime chuckles.
Couldn't stay away, huh? You have so much fun here that you wish you could help out all the time.
I adore it here. What did he say? I don't know. Let's choose the punny one. I'm a fright soul. I adore it here. It's too much to stay away. Uncle Hajime laughs.
Sounds so sweet. You better not be making a joke right now.
Of course not. This place has frosted a sense of... Huh? Oh, what? This place has frosted a sense of belonging, which is why Erilynn wanted to join too. A frosted sense? Or what? Maybe I just don't get it. We both turn to Erilynn, who looked dumbfounded. Uncle Hajime clears his throat.
Is that so?
He turned to Erilynn.
You'd like to work at the bakery?
She nods.
I hope that is acceptable.
Have you ever worked in food service before?
No.
He pauses, then breaks into a warm smile.
Oh, that's okay. Everyone has to start somewhere. If you're serious about working here, then we'd be willing to give you a chance.
Erilynn matches his grin.
Yes. Thank you.
When would you like to start?
Immediately.
Oh!
He blinks in surprise.
I like that go-getter attitude. Let's have you start out front helping customers. Let me show you how to use the machine.
Hajime! I need your help, please!
He pauses and glances back towards the kitchen.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I'll take a look and be right back.
It sounds like they don't have time to train Erilynn. I was the one who offered the job to her, so I should take responsibility. Uncle Hajime, don't worry about us. I'll get Erilynn trained up on everything. A look of relief washes over his face.
Thank you. Don't worry, Erilynn, you're in good hands.
Erilynn looks skeptical as Uncle Hajime slips into the back room. So, the register... I give Erilynn a quick rundown on how to work the front of house. She listens attentively as I show her how to run the register and how to organize the baked goods. I help the few customers already browsing in the shop while Erilynn closely observes. When we finish, she stands confidently by the counter.
Is that all? This will be a piece of cake.
Then pauses.
Now what?
We wait for customers to come in so we can help them.
I can do that.
In the meantime, you can wipe down the tables, or mop the floors, or rearrange the displays since some of the bread got moved around. Erilynn nods but doesn't move.
Yes, those do sound like good options for you.
You can do them too.
No, I'm busy waiting for customers.
That's not how this works. I'm interrupted as an adolescent male enters the shop. He heads straight toward the counter where Erilynn stands.
I couldn't help noticing you. I mean your bread from outside. They look delicious.
You should buy one.
I cringe, fighting the urge to facepalm. That's not how you talk to customers. Luckily, the boy doesn't mind.
Okay, what would you recommend?
Erilynn blinks, then slides into a slow smile.
A sandwich.
His eyes widen.
No way! You like sandwiches? I love sandwiches too!
Then maybe you'd like to buy 2 of them.
You know what? Why not?
While Erilynn helps the first guy, another customer enters the store. He hovers by the display nearest Erilynn, looking at the cakes. I approach. Hi, do you need any help?
Oh, no. I'm just looking.
Okay, let me know if you change your mind.
Thanks.
I take a step back as Erilynn wraps up her transaction with the first guy. As soon as he leaves, the second guy steps up to her.
So, I was wondering if you could help me.
The store quickly fills up with customers. I move back and forth throughout the shop, grabbing and restocking items while Erilynn remains on the register. The line is constant and remains that way until closing time. I'm used to a busy bakery, but this was next level busy. After the last customer leaves, I collapse onto a nearby chair. I am exhausted.
Me too.
Erilynn looks just as energetic as this morning. She comes over and sits next to me just as Emiko joins us, grinning with excitement.
Wow, Erilynn! You must be our good luck charm, because this was one of our best days in sales! You two did a great job!
Thank you.
Thanks.
I know it's been a tough day, so you two should head home early. Hajime and I will finish closing up.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Just make sure you lock the doors on your way out. Oh, before I forget, here are your wages for the day.
She hands us each our payslips before returning to the kitchen. Erilynn eagerly accepts hers and anxiously scans the paper. A smile slips from her lips as her brows furrow in confusion.
This isn't nearly enough to pay for my dress. There must be a mistake.
I glance at her paper. No, that's right.
So this is it? After all those hours and all those customers? This is all I've earned?
I don't know which to choose, because I wanna whatever. Pick the first one. Seems nice. I understand it might not have been what you're expecting, but you're getting paid at a good rate. Other places pay even less per hour. Erilynn's eyes widened in horror.
People get paid even less?
Well, yeah, you're getting more than minimum wage.
This isn't minimum wage?
I think I may have made things worse. Erilynn continues to stare dejectedly at her paycheck.
All of that work and I can't even buy what I want. It would take at least one more paycheck to pay off the dress. And I wouldn't have anything left over. Those flowers you bought for me, were those expensive?
I'm not sure I want to answer that. I doubt my answer will help.
This paycheck wouldn't have been able to buy both the flowers and the dress. And what if I needed food? Are these the kind of choices you have to make every day?
I'm lucky that I'm not struggling for money, but a part of that is because I do budget my spending. Her shoulders slump as she sinks into her seat.
I've never had to make those kinds of decisions before.
This situation is a wake-up call for her and she's not taking it well. Maybe I can show her the positive side of things. It's not as bad as it sounds. She glances sidelong at me. The money may not have been the number you were expecting, but it's the result of your labor. You work hard today and this is the paycheck. And this paycheck is the direct result of all of your accomplishments. Doesn't it feel good to know that you deserve every cent? There's silence as Erilynn considers my words. Slowly she sits back up.
That is true.
She glances back down at the paycheck, her expression turning thoughtful. Suddenly, Aunt Emiko rushes back to us. Missing voice line? Oh good, Erilynn, you're still here. I just wanted to remind you not to forget your tips. Aunt Emiko points to the jar which is bursting with cash, then heads back to the kitchen. My eyes bulge. Mina and I have never filled even half of the tip jar before, let alone overfill it. Erilynn's eyes widen too. She perks up, resuming her haughty smile.
Aha! I knew that couldn't be all of it.
Proudly, she counts out the contents of the jar.
With my level of dedication and skill, of course I would have gotten more money. See? It's not that hard to make money after all.
That's not the lesson to be learned here. My warning falls off deaf ears as Erilynn happily counts away. I sigh. At least she's feeling more like her old self again. Suddenly, she thrusts a wad of cash my way.
Take it. This half is yours.
I blink in surprise. This is uncharacteristically generous of her.
You worked hard today too, so you deserve it.
My face softens as a warmth flows through my chest. I accept it with a genuine smile. Thanks, Erilynn. She nods. Her cheeks are flushed a light pink as she grins, clearly pleased with herself. Even though Erilynn can come across as disinterested about others, she is actually very fair. She could have pocketed all of the tips to make up for her low paycheck, but she didn't, because she recognized that she wasn't the only person working. We normally split the tips anyway, but I don't have the heart to tell her that. There's no reason to burst her bubble.
And now that work is over, it's time to go home.
Gathering her things, she gets back to her feet and heads towards the door. She hovers by the exit and looks back at me. I meet her gaze and she smiles gently. I feel the heat reach my cheeks. Is she going to compliment me again?
I couldn't have gotten this dress and job without you, so thank you.
You're welcome. She walks out before I can finish. I sigh. I suppose it wouldn't be Erilynn if we had a normal interaction. Regardless, I can't stop myself from smiling. I check the shop one last time to make sure everything is in its place. Then I grab my stuff and lock up as I leave. When I return home, I head up to my room. I spend my time relaxing and playing video games. Eventually, I grew bored of that. There's still a little while before movie night, so I decide to head downstairs for a bit. And I think that's about it for Erilynn's free time event from episode 2. So I'm guessing there's not much, maybe a few that I kind of left off that I might add in after this part. So if there isn't, I'll just end the episode here. So since we're doing in this one, we're gonna do Erilynn's route. In the presentation, we'll just do the skit. The first one is the art for Kira, and the last one I think it's just default. I was thinking a skit would be fun. Everyone looks unsure. Mina makes a face while Kira shifts in her seat.
I don't know. A skit sounds like a whole lot of work.
Erilynn frowns.
Why not just talk about it in a presentation?
Because if we did that, you wouldn't be able to play the role of the queen. Erilynn's demeanor immediately changes. She sits up in her chair and flips her hair back with a haughty grin.
I've reconsidered. A skit is a perfect suggestion.
Mina and Kosei gawk in disbelief.
What? Just like that?
Of course. I was born to play this part.
Wow, it's true what they say. Showbiz really does change a person.
Are you sure about this, Erilynn?
Yes, and not to worry. You will all have important roles to play too, as my royal subjects.
Any sense of pride I felt melts away. Oh great. Once we settle on how we should present, we start brainstorming. Mina begins delegating everyone's roles in the group. Alright, I think we're near the end of episode 2. This is the epilogue of it, I guess. So, depending on who you hang out the most with, like, the epilogue changes accordingly. So this is the start of the epilogue. So the past month has flown by. We've been preoccupied with balancing work, school, and the investigation. The bakery has been busier than ever. Business is booming and my aunt and uncle race to keep up. And let's go to the current text. Mina, Erilynn, and I pick up extra shift to help out. Everything has been running smoothly and my aunt and uncle are content. I'm not sure if that's the same or not, so well, I'll just go through with this one. Is the same, I guess. Mina made the swim team and Kosei made the soccer team. They are both a force to be reckoned with. Mina broke the record for fastest backstroke within the team, and Kosei became the main reserve goalie. That's incredible for our first year. On top of that, it sounds like things have been going well with Kosei's job. He's been in a great mood all month. Kira's officially part of the art club now. She's pretty shy about sharing her work with others, but everyone who has seen it is really impressed. She's been branching out and trying new styles she's learned in the club and is clearly enjoying herself. Erilynn spent a lot of time working on student council projects after school. I wasn't sure how seriously she was going to take her duties after the election, but she's done an impressive job so far. Despite how busy she's been, Erilynn has gone out of her way to spend extra time with me, and this is the last part, which is the one who you hang out with the most, I guess. She'll sometimes drag me to go shopping for makeup or clothes, but it's actually not so bad. I don't mind seeing her model all the outfits for me. Alright, that's about it for Erilynn's free time event and certain scenes that will affect, I guess, and certain affected or changed scenes. So that's it then. So I'll continue this in the next episode. I guess I'll be ending the episode right here. So thank you guys for watching Javelin Studios. My name is Javelin, and I'll see you guys in the next content of Ethereal Enigma. Signing out. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.